Jeb Bush coming out swinging as he fights a dip in the polls. A new Iowa survey shows Governor Bush at just 5%. And now Republican frontrunner Donald Trump unleashing a new attack. Watch.
Yes, they broke the law, but it's not a felony. It's kind of it's an act of love.
That's a new web ad. Jeb Bush joins me now live from La Progresiva. La Progresiva. He will say it more well. He'll say it better than I did. Presbyterian School in Miami. Good to have you here, Governor. I know you're talking about school choice this morning. It's great to have you with us. Obviously, a tough ad from Donald Trump. We have also showed this morning your video in response that goes after him on whether he's a real Republican. But many do say that they believe that you're too soft on immigration. So do you stand by that act of love statement?
What I stand by is the fact that we need to secure our border, and I have a comprehensive plan to do just that. I've talked to the governors on the border. I was a border governor because we have lots of immigration coming from the South. I've talked to local law enforcement officers and people, and I have a plan to be able to secure the border. That's what we ought to be focusing on, not grandiose language, not mischaracterizing people's views. That little ad was just a complete mischaracterization of my thinking. It's almost as though Donald Trump is acting like a Washington politician. That's what they do. And look, and the simple fact is, our ad simply uses his own language, his own words, to say that he is more a Democrat than a Republican, that he's for higher taxes rather than cutting taxes, that he believes in a single-payer system, that he's not only pro-choice but believes in partial birth abortion. Those are his words, not mine. I didn't exaggerate a single thing.
But you stand by the fact that you believe that many immigrants come here out of an act of love?
Of course they do, but that doesn't matter. What we need to do is secure the border. We need to do it in a way that doesn't cost hundreds of billions of dollars, as Mr. Trump has proposed. Do it in a thoughtful way to create the rule of law. People are angry because the rule of law is not being applied. I totally get that, and for 6 years now under this administration, there hasn't been the kind of commitment to the border that we need to have. We have sanctuary cities. We have serious problems. Let's solve them. My candidacy is about solving problems rather than just kind of brash rhetoric that's not grounded in reality.
All right, let's talk about your campaign a little bit. Some stories floating around this week that you lost 3 of your top staffers due to, quote, in one story, personality problems. And there are some other stories that money's going out faster than it's coming in at this point. Are those true?
No, they're not true. My guess is when the September report comes out, you'll see that we've done pretty well. I hope so, because I'm breaking my back raising money and campaigning hard all across this country. And money is not the end-all and be-all, but it's important in a big, crowded race for the long haul to be able to have a well-funded campaign. And we're getting broad support, both politically and financially, and it continues to be the case.
So you don't have any concern about the money coming in at this point and whether or not you can cover all the costs because you've got a big campaign, a big operation?
We have a great campaign, and I'm raising money, and it's an indication of the broad support that I have. I'm happy about it.
All right. So earlier, Scott Walker, also in the running for the GOP nomination, was talking to Bill Hemmer. And here's what he had to say. I want you to respond to this, if you could, sir.
I said the day I announced that I would do this on day one, and Governor Bush claimed he would do something different, that he would wait. He claimed, as you mentioned, that this was not a mature approach out there. That's just a difference out there. That's not an attack. That's just a personal difference. If you want a president who's going to wait some time, even though they know something is wrong today, then he's probably your candidate.
So he's saying that he would tear up the Iran deal on day one. He says that you've said that, you would mull over it a bit, that you would take some time to look at it and talk to the allies. Why would it take time?
Martha, what I said was that we need a strategy. Tearing up an agreement's not a strategy. The strategy needs to contain Iran's ambitions in the region. They're going to get $100 billion if this agreement goes through, at least, to be able to continue to be the largest sponsor of terrorism in the world. We need to make sure that their conventional weapons that they can now get over the next years, that people that are selling them arms know that there's a price to pay. We need to encourage and support our traditional Arab allies that see this threat in a completely different way than President Obama does. And so what I'm saying is on day one, I'll have a strategy, and that strategy will be to protect us against what could become the most significant threat that exists in the world.
Back when you were deciding whether or not you'd run, you said that you would only get in, you would only wage this campaign if you could do it joyfully. It doesn't feel
Yeah.
right now like there's a whole lot of joy out there. People appear to want somebody who can hit hard, somebody who's not going to lie down and take it anymore out there in the world. And looking at your numbers, voters appear to be questioning, Governor Bush, whether you've got the fire in the belly for this job. So do you have that, Governor?
I do, Martha, and tell you what, why don't you come with me after the day after Labor Day for the week that I'll have campaigning and see the energy and see the passion and see the optimism I have. I don't believe the end of the world is coming. I believe we're on the verge of the greatest time to be alive, but we have to fix things. And my record as governor stands as a record that people can believe in, that we can cut taxes and reform our regulatory system, embrace the energy revolution, fix a broken immigration system, challenge the notion that we can't touch the entitlement system to preserve and protect it. We have to do all those things, and it requires leadership rather than appealing to people's anger. So I'm fired up about this, and I'm excited about it, but I'm not going to run a campaign based on angst. I'm going to run a campaign based on hope, because this still is the greatest country on the face of the earth, and we just need to start acting like it again.
All right, we'll take you up on that travel offer at some point in the campaign, sir.
Anytime.
So, Hillary
Anytime.
Clinton, I want to get to Hillary
I'll wear
Clinton.
you out.
I bet you will. Hillary Clinton's been out there, obviously, fighting back on this whole email thing. More emails came out this morning. Everybody's going through them, figuring out whether there's classified material in there. It appears that there is. Given this scandal and the growing magnitude of it, do you think she's going to be the Democratic candidate?
Well, she hasn't been truthful. She has hid all this. This has all been secretive. It took a subpoena to get this information, and she talks about it in a very cavalier attitude. I think it's been very damning. You compare that to what I did, which was to release all my emails that were public. I'm writing an e-book about my emails. I gave out my email address to every Floridian when I was governor for 8 years. I used it as a tool, an open, transparent tool to serve people. That's the right approach, not the approach of keeping it secret in some closet in your house and never telling anybody and violating the rules of the Obama administration. I think she's got a serious problem for sure.
Do you think she's going to be the person that you or another GOP candidate runs against? Yes or no?
Man, I have no idea, Martha. This trying to predict how the Democrats are going to go through their process is something I'm not really focused on. I'm kind of worried about making sure that I'm the nominee in a way that allows me to take our case, conservative case, across the country to win the presidency.
All right. So this morning, the Pope announced that he will absolve women who have had abortions. You are one of several Catholics who are running in this race. Are you surprised by that move?
Look, I think we could all use a lot of mercy in this world, and the Pope is a loving person, and having absolution allowed the priest to give absolution is extraordinary, but I'm not surprised at all. I hope that we also focus on mercy for the unborn, the hundreds of thousands of babies that will die. I think we need to have a society that protects life from the beginning to end, and we should be a repentant society for sure, and mercy should be at the heart of everything that we do.
Well, he's going to have a lot of messages for the United States when he comes, so we'll see what they are.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we all are. So I want to switch to school choice here for a moment, because I know that's why you're in Florida at this moment. You have successfully championed school choice in your home state. It is now clearly under attack. Charter schools are under attack. School choice is under attack in this country. Who do you think is winning that battle?
Well, we're winning. The parental choice movement has grown exponentially from its days when we created the first and second statewide voucher programs in the country. But the unions and the bureaucrats and the liberal politicians are fighting back through the courts. Hillary Clinton's first political announcement of support was from the teachers union, literally in the first week of her campaign. She and many others opposed the D.C. scholarship program, a voucher program. Here in Florida, the largest voucher programs are under attack in the courts by the ACLU and the teachers union. And I think in the end, this ought to be about families that get empowered, particularly low-income families, to be able to have the school of their choice. It makes all schools better when they're empowered to do that. At the La Progresiva school, incredible things are happening. It's a school that has a waiting list now, and a lot of children are getting the kind of education that they deserve here.
I told you you'd say it better than I did. Thank you, Governor Bush. Good to have you with us as always. Thank you, sir. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Martha. Take care.